All right, this is a rather unexpected video. I didn't think that I would be making this video, but something just happened, and I really felt I needed to make this video. Okay. Today was kind of a busy day because I had literally five clients back to back with regards to jobs in UAE. Some of them were senior job roles, so it takes more time. They are premium clients. But then in between, when I did take rest, because when you're talking of each client, you give 1 to 2 hours sometimes. Okay, so obviously you get mentally exhausted. So I think it was the third client, yeah, where I decided to take a break, and I was lying down in my bedroom, my wife's where my wife and baby sleep, and my wife was just kind of pressing my leg as I was lying down while she was playing snakes and ladders with my daughter. I was not paying much attention to what they were doing because I was exhausted. So I was just lying down, just closing my eyes, mentally trying to visualize the next client. When all of a sudden, as my wife was massaging, she obviously was doing like half-hearted because she was playing snakes and ladders with my daughter. And snakes and ladders has become my daughter's favorite game, and she always wants to win. Okay, so my daughter is very competitive. Until she wins, she does not stop. So normally it is she wins one, my wife wins one, or she wins two, my wife wins one, or sometimes my wife wins two. And so what happened was all of a sudden I hear my wife laughing, and my daughter takes. I open my eyes, I just see, and my daughter takes the board and just like throws it, and like you can literally make out that she is angry. Okay, and not just angry. It's not just like a tantrum. She didn't shout, she didn't scream, but I could see that she had bottled up that anger, that frustration inside. And I asked my wife, what happened? Like, you guys were playing and you're happy. She said, we played 4 games, and she lost all the 4 today. And now she can't take it anymore. And she's very upset. And my wife was laughing. Now, I kind of didn't find that funny, maybe because I was tired. But then I looked over to see my daughter as I was lying down. My daughter had turned her back, and she had thrown the board, and she turned her back, and she was doing something with some stickers or with her drawing book. And then my wife came and whispered in my ear, she's very upset, she's very angry. So I said, almost immediately I told my wife, okay, tell baby we'll go for a round. I normally take my daughter for one round. That is just, we go for, I think, a 2 kilometer or 3 kilometer, just a round with the scooter, sometimes to throw the garbage, or sometimes just to take her to 7-Eleven, just to check things. And this is normally before she goes to sleep at 9 o'clock. So when I asked my wife to tell my daughter is normally very excited, and she would say, yes, let's go. She said she didn't want to go. So then I told my wife, tell her that Papa is taking you. You don't have a choice. You have to come. And then she immediately responded and said, no, she's saying she doesn't want to go. And then my wife came and whispered in my ear. She is almost like going to cry. So I just told my wife, nothing doing. Just tell our daughter, Papa is going. You have to come. So I immediately told Helen, dress up, we are going. So then my wife kind of gave me the signal that she's upset. I'll convince her. Don't make her cry. I said, fine. I stood up immediately. I started to dress. Dress also I wear just simple stuff. My wife was taking time, I think 10-15 minutes, because she has this tendency where she speaks to her like a friend to convince her, instead of forcing her or making her afraid to listen to me. And finally, she got her to agree to come. And then she whispered in my ear, my wife, as my daughter was dressing up. Even though she's only 5 years old, she dresses up by herself. My wife whispered in the ear. She said, I told her to come with Papa, but she said, no, no, no. Finally, I told her that Papa is going out in the night. He's alone. Vampire will come and catch him. If you don't go, vampire will catch your Papa. So she was like, no, 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 Papa, I will go with Papa. So you can see how much my daughter loves me. So I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. And she told me, don't shout at her, nothing. I said, don't need to worry, nothing. No problem. So I took my daughter with me and she was quiet. She was really upset. She was really hurting. I took my daughter. Then my wife said, take the garbage also and throw it out while you're going. I said, okay, fine. I made my daughter sit with me on the scooter to the garbage. And, she was holding herself like this because she was actually scared because, the vampire and all that stories which my wife gives. So I know it's not a good thing to tell a daughter, to tell a small girl. But anyway, that's a video for another day. So when we went, I went to the place where the garbage, the main garbage throwing area, deposit area. Finally, from there, I quickly went little fast, roads were empty, to the shop which sells 20 baht, 20 Thai baht. They sell various items. So I took her there and I showed her all these toys which were there for her. Immediately, first my daughter didn't want to get down from the scooter, but when I told her, see her toys and all that, she cheered up. And then she looked and all that, but she couldn't get the toy she wanted. Then I realized nearby, just maybe another 2-3 minutes, is another place where her favorite toys are there. Let's go there. So that is also a kind of like a affordable place where you can get like, toys which are very expensive outside for half the price because it's locally made or made from China. So I took her there. That is her favorite place. And her mood completely changed. And she went and got, the girly toys like clay, making clay and kitchen set and all that. And then to cheer her up, I also took her to 7-Eleven to buy an ice cream, to buy chocolate, to buy juice for tomorrow's school and all that. Then once she cheered up, I brought her back home. Once we came back home, I was thinking as I was driving, okay, see, Snakes and Ladders is a game of chance. It's like gambling. It's like luck. There's no skill involved. And my daughter is competitive. My daughter wants to win. She has the burning desire to win. So how can I translate that from gambling, from luck, to creativity, hard work, to using your brains, using your mind? And I realized, okay, I had bought a chess set, I'd bought a checkers set, which she never used, because Snakes and Ladders is easy, just roll the dice. And so as soon as I reached home, and she was very happy, she showed my wifey, her mom, hey, mommy, Papa bought me this, and Papa bought me chocolate and ice cream and all that. So her mood had changed. I told my wife, my client is going to be calling, another 2 clients. So just prepare, just hot soup for my throat. And I said, as you're doing it, I will play, I'll show my daughter the checkers and chess. But my daughter was in no mood for that because she likes Snakes and Ladders. So I told her, I told my wife to tell her, if you want Papa to give you these toys, you have to play one game with Papa. That was checkers, because chess involves a little learning. So she was very restless. She didn't want to play checkers, but I kind of showed her. And I told her, okay, move. Now you move. Now I move. And I made her win. I made her purposely win. And that's wow, she won. And then I told her, Helen, you won. Tell Mama you won. So my daughter, who didn't understand how the game was played, but was following my instructions, she said, Mommy, I won. Mommy, I won. And then obviously my wife came, wow, you won and all that. And her mood changed. So I said, okay, let's play one more game. Okay, let's play one last game. She said, yeah, let's play one more game. And this time my daughter once again played, but with little more interest because she won. And once again, I let her win, which was, and said, oh, she won again. And then my wife also said, wow, and all that. And I was done. I was like, okay, enough. But my daughter then all of a sudden, who was not interested in the game, said, Papa, we have to play one more game. So I said, okay, we'll play last, huh? Sure, last. She said, yeah. And my daughter played for the third time. And by the time my client was calling, I just sent the client a message that I'll just be, give me half an hour. Okay, she said, my client, she said, fine, half an hour is perfectly okay. I'm free today. I said, okay. So I played the third time. And once again, my daughter won. I let her win. And to my surprise, I thought, third time was done. And my daughter said, no, one more. And I was like, come on. But my daughter, when my wife came and said, enough, Papa's tired, she said, Mummy, I played 4 times and I lost. Snakes and ladders. I want to win 4 times. And it just struck me. I was like, oh, bloody hell, man. My daughter even remembers how many times she lost. And she wants to compensate by winning 4 times. And so I let her play once again and obviously let her win. And my daughter finally won 4 times. And she was so happy. She went and, like as if there was an invisible audience. Yay! She won, and she ran in the room and she was talking to her teddy bears and she told my wife, and then she was talking once again to the teddy bears. And then my wife came to me and said that she said, I realize my mistake now. She said, I should have let Helen win. Okay, she lost. Okay, sometimes she wins, sometimes I win. But I should have let her win. And I totally forgot and didn't strike my mind that if she does not win, it can hurt her feelings. I told her, not only hurt her feelings, it can cause a dent in her self-confidence, in her belief. And, if I had not reacted, if I had not taken out, she would sleep with those hurt feelings in her mind, in her unconscious or subconscious mind, that she has failed, that she's a failure. And we don't know how she would have taken that. And me as a father, because I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and more downs than ups. And given the fact that my mother and stepfather were exceptionally abusive, and I know how it deeply impacted me. And I didn't want my daughter to go through this. That is why, even though I was lying down and I saw my daughter for the split second, it was just a split second, immediately I knew I had to act. Now, I'm not trying to throw my wife under the bus and say that she is bad or she's dumb. My wife does 99 things better than me, and I just do 1%. Okay, my wife does majority, 99% of the things much better than me. I can't even hold a candle up to her. She's that good. It's just that there are some areas where I'm better. And some very few is like this. So I told my wife that you should have let her win, because it'll create a lot of doubts. It'll hurt her self-esteem, her ego. It might even cause permanent, mental, emotional damage. So I need her to believe in herself, and I need her to believe in herself and sleep with those positive memories, with that positive feeling. And the very fact that my daughter was able to remember that 4 times she lost and she had to win 4 times. So I told my wife, see how much I didn't tell her just me, I said how much we had to work together to overcome those doubts. And my wife said, it's a good thing you played. It's a good thing you took her out. It's a good thing. You see, because the first thing was, if I would just tell her to play the game, her heart would not be there, because she already experienced pain 4 times. She's not going to play it again. So I had to first remove that pain and introduce something that gave her happiness and joy. And in fact, by the time she came home, the first thing she had told my wife in Thai was, Mommy, I'm not angry anymore. I'm not upset anymore. I'm very happy. Papa bought me something that made me happy. I'm more like, I forgive you, Mommy. It's okay. You won. I lost, but I'm happy now. So it was very important for me to have her detach herself from that incident, be in a very positive, happy frame of mind, to listen to what her father or me had to say, then willingly invite her to play the game. And then through, okay, a little bit of trickery, tell her, oh, you won. And she was like, huh, I won? Wow, I won. And she's like, so the first time she didn't care about the game. But the second time she took a little interest, how did I win the game? And she was playing. The third time she was now herself initiating the game where she had no interest. And she told me she wants to play the game. And then and I was tired. By the third time I was tired. And the fourth time she said, no, we must play the game now. So I made her believe in herself again. I made her feel the joy, the happiness that comes from winning, and kind of erase that bitter taste of defeat from her mouth. Now, obviously, life is not like that. Obviously, she's not going to keep having her father or mother or life be nice to her, fair to her. Maybe she'll keep trying and she'll keep failing. I will just leave that for a different day, a different time, different phase. But for now, as long as I'm there in her life as a father, I think it's very important for me to make sure that whatever I can do from my end to make her believe in herself and to motivate her, to inspire her, to use her mind, to use her creativity, to blossom that competitiveness, I'll do. And yes, it was very important for me to make her distance herself from that game of gambling. It's actually like gambling. Snakes and ladders is a game of chance. It's like gambling, it's like luck. I want her to move from there and move into something where she can use her creativity, her mind, her thought process, her critical thinking to evaluate things. And I think checkers is the first phase. Chess will be the next, because if she can really start thinking in terms of chess, competitive chess. I'm not a competitive player, I'm just a very casual player. But if she can move into thinking, I think that is where her actual growth will take place. So I just wanted to share this with you. Now, I'm not too sure how many of you are parents or how many of you are, how many of you would find this video beneficial, but all I want to tell you as a father, as a mentor, as a coach is it's very important to instill values into the people you love, especially your children. Let them know the bitter taste of failure, which is very important. They must know the bitter taste of failure, and they should be able to, I wouldn't say accept failure, but to digest it, but then to channelize that rage, that bitterness, that anger into never giving up. And the very fact that I didn't want my daughter to accept and resign that I failed. See, because maybe I could ask her to play one more time, but then if she would lose once more, I think that would have hurt her much more. So instead of a game of chance and luck, I decided a game where you have to use your mind, creativity, and effort. And if you really play your cards well, no pun intended, if you play the moves well and you analyze, you will win. And yes, I did allow her to win, but now I instilled in her the fire, that competitiveness, that, see, you can win if you really try hard. So now she's interested in that game, and very soon I'll take her to chess. And, if you have to get someone interested, like how these video games are, initially it's very easy. Like when you start playing any mobile video game, they make it very easy for you to win and win points and rewards. So I'm doing the same thing. So let her keep winning, and then slowly I'll increase the difficulty and make it difficult for her. So then she'll not only be interested and passionate about the game, she'll always want to win, and when she loses, she will try even harder to win. So I just thought I'd share this experience with you. And like I told you, being a father and especially being a mentor and coach, it's very important for me to mentor and coach one of my most precious students, my own daughter, towards the greatness. And I guess that's the only way I can do it. Anyway, I hope, I know this is a very ordinary story, very ordinary incident, but I hope it inspired you or made you get a feeling that, a good feeling, a positive feeling. And maybe even if you don't have your own child, you can do it with someone who's special to you or whose life you want to change. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, good, bad, ugly. And yeah, Me, I have to get back to work after I finish making this video. I have one last client remaining. You guys take care. This is me signing off.